there are plenty of articles and videos out there talking about, retirement and how you should max out your 401k, IRA, or Roth IRA. Now, these type of accounts are specifically designed for retirement, and they do have special tax treatment. And you may have seen some of my previous videos where I discuss allocating monies into 3 buckets: tax deferred, like a 401k, tax-free, like a Roth IRA, and the taxable account. But I think there are many people out there that may ignore the benefits and features of that taxable bucket, the taxable account. So let's get into why you should consider having a taxable account. Lightning strikes and then you're gonna know my name. All right, first of all, what is a taxable account? It is not a retirement account, but you can earmark it to be used for retirement. It's simply a brokerage account or an investment account. Now, the reason it's called taxable is because you pay taxes on the dividends and realized gains within that year that you earned them. Now, taxable accounts really have 2 great benefits, which is flexibility and the tax treatment. Let's talk about these benefits as compared with 401ks, IRAs, and Roth accounts. Now, let me be clear about something. I am not saying that taxable accounts are better than 401ks or Roth IRAs. No, what I'm saying is that you should consider having a combination of these 3 types of accounts. And what I have noticed is that people, they kind of overlook the taxable account. All right, the first benefit is flexibility. With a taxable account, you can contribute as much as you want. The IRS does not impose contribution limits like they would with 401ks, IRAs, or Roth accounts. And the money you put into your taxable account can come from anywhere, not just your income. Maybe you received an inheritance or a gift from mom and dad. So really, the sky is the limit as to how much you can put into that taxable account. And guess what? The investment choices are also unlimited. You see, with a 401k, there's usually a small list of investment options you can choose from. Think of it as a menu at a restaurant. And sometimes, hey, those choices are not so good. But with a taxable account, you can invest in whatever you want: stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs, really whatever security is available out there. And this way you can really, customize your portfolio. Oh, by the way, if you are liking this video so far, let me know by clicking the like button below, because it lets me know if my content is actually helpful to folks. All right, another flexibility you have is when it comes time for you to take money out of that taxable account. Guess what? There are no government-imposed penalties for early withdrawals. Unlike the 401k, IRA, or Roth, there could be a 10% penalty if you withdraw money before age 59 and a half. So think about this. What if you wanted to retire early, say at age 50? Well, if you had that taxable account, in place already, you could start taking withdrawals from that to bridge the gap until age 59 and a half, then start taking withdrawals from the 401k, IRA, or Roth. And again, a taxable account can be used for anything. Let's say an opportunity came up for you to buy a house or other piece of property, but all of your money is in a 401k or IRA. Well, by withdrawing money early from those type of accounts, that could cost you a 10% penalty if you're under age 59 and a half. And then you would pay ordinary income taxes on the full amount withdrawn. But if you had money in the taxable account and you needed funds from it, no 10% penalty. Now, there may be some capital gains tax to pay, but we're going to get into that in just a minute. So by having the taxable account in conjunction with these other accounts, it really gives you some withdrawal planning strategies. And another thing I have noticed is some people do a great job in saving in their 401k. Man, they're maxing it out. And then they will start saving any surplus from their income into a regular savings account. Well, with a taxable account, it could give you more potential than just a regular savings account, earning interest. Another thing you can do with a taxable account that you can't do with a 401k or a Roth is you could set it up as a joint account. Maybe both you and your spouse are owners. Now, let's talk about the tax treatment of the taxable account. First, there is something called capital gains tax. So if you bought a stock or other security and it increased in value and then later sold it for a gain, then there would be a capital gains tax to pay. If you held that security less than 1 year, then sold it for a gain, that gain portion would be taxed at your ordinary income tax rate. That's called a short-term gain. Now again, it's only on the gain, not the full amount that you sold. But remember earlier, I said that tax treatment could be a benefit. And here's how it is. If you held that security for longer than 1 year and then sold it for a gain, then it would be taxed at the capital gains tax rate, which is lower than the ordinary income tax rate. And this is called long-term capital gains. And it could actually be a 0% tax, depending on your income. Now, for most people, they would fall in the 15% long-term capital gains rate, but some could pay 20%. Still, it would be a lower tax rate than ordinary income tax rate. And at death, your beneficiaries could get what is called a favorable tax treatment by getting this step up in basis. What does that mean? What it means is whatever the value of the account was worth on your date of death becomes their basis. And theoretically, if they sold the account then, there would be no capital gains for them to pay. They would only pay a capital gains tax for any gains that occurred beyond your date of death. Now, there is a way you can utilize a strategy called tax loss harvesting. Let me give you an example. So if you sold something in the portfolio for a gain, you then could sell another security that may have a loss to offset that gain. This is something that does not work with 401ks, IRAs, or Roth accounts. So having a taxable account gives you a lot of tax planning strategies that you could utilize. How much should you have in a taxable account versus a 401k or a Roth? That's going to depend on you. I can't answer that one since I do not know your individual circumstances, and that's why you should get with your financial advisor or your tax advisor with some guidance on that. All I'm saying is you should strongly consider adding a taxable account along with your other retirement accounts because of the flexibility and the favorable tax treatment. Look, I have said it before and I'll say it again. Asset location, where you have your monies, tax deferred, tax free, taxable, asset location may very well be more important than asset allocation. Anyway, hope that helps. If we need to talk, check out the resources below. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
If I don't know